Sauron lost that fight on purpose. What do I mean when I say that? So the White Council have learnt that the Necromancer is actually Sauron, the Dark Lord himself, who is operating out of Dol Guldur. So they attack him and they banish him. But that's exactly what he wants them to think. And by the way, this is not taking away from Galadriel one bit. She is the most powerful individual pictured here, with the exception of Sauron. Just think about that. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, wielder of an elven ring of power. Saruman the White, Curumo, the head of the White Council and the head of the wizards. Gandalf the Grey, or Lorien Mithrandir, the wisest of the wizards. And yet believe me when I tell you, she is the real powerhouse there. So basically, up until this point, the last time we saw Sauron was when he was getting his dick thoroughly kicked in by High King Gil-galad of the Noldorin Elves and High King Elendil the Tall of Gondor and Arnor. This legendary dirt-kissing competition was the War of the Last Alliance at the end of the Second Age, you know, the prologue of Lord of the Rings. And from that moment, the disembodied spirit of the Dark Lord fled to the fortress of Dol Guldur, the Hill of Sorcery. And from this central HQ, Sauron secretly masterminded several military campaigns. Way up in the north, the Witch King founded the Kingdom of Angmar and attacked the men of Arnor. Dragons came down from the mountains, the Easterlings attacked Gondor, and everyone slowly started to realise that all of these seemed to be linked to one necromancer in Dol Guldur. Up until this point, everyone had assumed the Necromancer was just one of the Nazgul, until it kind of became too late. So through a series of events that coincide with the events of The Hobbit, the White Council learned that this is Sauron. This is no ordinary Necromancer. So the White Council launched an attack on Dol Guldur, but things are already in motion that cannot be undone. Sauron was already governing the armies of Mordor through the Nazgul who sat at Minas Morgul. So when the White Council came through throwing hands like there's no tomorrow, he pretended to flee. And instead he just went back to his Dark Tower of Barad-dûr and declared himself openly. Like he had been planning the entire time. This attack meant nothing. Plans had been made well in advance. If the White Council had attacked earlier, or maybe if Saruman wasn't searching for the One Ring secretly, maybe they could have got out ahead of this.